Welcome back and Revenge of the Empire. Okay, that's a better title, but you're trying too hard to be nostalgic. So we find ourselves on Yavin 4, and yeah, I do know in the expanded universe that those ruins are explained. Apparently, there was some king that lived ages ago and did stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much my vision of history. And I can't help when I hear Yavin, I think of Yavin from Final Fantasy X. And who knows? Maybe FF10 is a prequel to Star Wars. It's set on planet Yavin or whatever. And this is in the future where there's Yavin 4. I tell you what, all the use of the Force would explain how they're able to play Blitzball, at least. Anyway, fan theory. I'm gonna write a fanfic. Titus. His name's Titus, isn't he? Titus picked up the lightsaber and he felt the Force go through him. Wow, this is better than Blitzball, he said, and it was good. Yeah, I'm not really much of a writer. So you start off this level, you got to capture the fountain. My tip: shoot before going in, and then hide behind a rock. Yeah, because like before, yeah, don't be a hero, because only you can capture base nodes. So really, just duck down, make sure you're safe, so the node is captured. Hey, it's not being a coward. You're really helping the whole team. I'm doing stuff, but anyway, something I do like about the forest setting is that whenever you play as a scout trooper, they get like the green camouflage from Return of the Jedi. Speaking of which, the forest moon of Endor is actually a level in this game, but you can't play it in the story. And I do like this location. It's very foresty. And it's got a temple, kind of like the Amazon jungle or something. But anyway, like I said, you don't really see that much in the movies. You see them land there, you see them get the ceremony there, but you don't get to do a bit of exploring. So, but hey, it is a location from the movies, so I'm pleased to be here. And yes, the difficulty is definitely ramped up, and particularly the last bit of this mission is something really quite difficult. Vehicles, and something I'm not really doing properly, I guess, is making use of the vehicles that we have. Like something stubborn like that. Yeah, but really, you can't capture bases while you're in a vehicle. So really, I'm just concentrating on completing the mission. Like I said before, it doesn't matter how many of the enemies you kill. They have infinite lives, which is kind of a shame because, well, it just means that I guess fighting is technically useless. I mean, it's good to defend yourself, but you might as well just go after the mission objectives. And also, I guess I've talk about this as well, but the John Williams score for Star Wars is really good. Such an iconic theme. Of course, John Williams is the same guy who did the Indiana Jones movie theme, and also the Superman movie theme. And here I tried taking it through the vehicles, but but again, the enemy vehicles are like the soldiers; they just respawn. So, in a sense, it's kind of pointless. But something I do try and do is take out those damn turrets you can see there, which are fairly annoying.
Friendly fire.
I do like temples. That's one of my favourite tropes about computer games. The temple levels. I've always liked enjoying exploring ancient ruins. In games, obviously. Seeing great civilizations and all that jazz. Although granted, you could argue that's a trope that's used a lot. Like, for example, in a lot of the Zelda games, all the dungeons are temples. So, that's done. And I'm actually surprised how well this next section goes, because I'm just meant to defend this point for 2 minutes at a time. And I surprisingly don't get killed that much. But of course, keep in mind they will always come from this point.
Counterattack could start at any second. Defend the reflecting pool with all your might.
You rebel scum. Frenzy Award Elite Rifle. See, I'm just looking at the awards in the top corner. And I do wonder if you can use that tactically. Instead of, like, for example, if you were playing an online match, instead of just fighting, you just try and win those awards to boost your team, as it were. You know, instead of like attacking directly, you can sort of power yourself up. Yeah, that's something I'll give credit to this game. There are like several tactics to winning a battle. Although arguably I can only name two ones, and one is just one tactic is just kill enemies. Granted you can't see that in this sort of a mission mode or the story mode, but when you play like just a normal match, there is a finite number of enemies on each side, at most 150. So really, if you can for every soldier you lose, if you can kill like 2 or 3 of them, you're gonna win. And the second tactic is to capture bases. Well, something that does occur to me, if you do capture bases, then you run the risk of spreading your forces too thin. But of course, if you do manage to capture them all, you do win the fight instantly. And I will be sort of showing off these sort of regular battles in a separate video. And also show off levels you didn't see and heroes you didn't see. Well, I should point out, this game, the PC version of this game and the Xbox version does have downloadable content, which for the PS2 users you will not see, unfortunately. Well, I've been looking on YouTube recently about this game, and there is actually quite a large number of mods to it. People putting in their Star Wars characters, importing maps from the first game. Really interesting stuff. Now here I actually get some legitimate use out of the Dark Trooper. Until he dies. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is that his right now we have to do a fetch quest, and his jetpack really makes it useful. I was saying that he does have this sort of electric weapon here, where you have to sort of charge up and release, which is kind of awkward because it's the opposite of the way normal weapons work. Which is again why I don't like to use these sort of Dark Troopers too much, because I'm not a fan of their weapons. And honestly, the time it takes to kill someone with this electric weapon, it's probably the same amount of time you get from the normal rifles. But nevertheless, I found his jetpack ability fairly useful to get from A to B fairly quickly. See, I just don't like the damn taser. If I was holding a rifle, I would have just shot that person.
There they are. Decapitate the rebel command.
Wipe them out. All of them. Again, this is another difficult part of the mission, because you have to go in and take out 3 boffins. Yeah, many boffins will die to bring you this information, god damn it. But yeah, after a few attempts, by the way, did you see the number of enemy troops I had? I mean, the number of my troops. It went all the way down to 18 between that cut. It took quite a few tries, and of course some advice I'll give you now is make use of the tanks. Just as a way to get in, really. Oh, now coming up, when you fight the boffins, they will have the ability to turn invisible, like they normally do, those sly little devils. But fortunately, I think I'll get lucky and manage to take them out fairly quickly.
Vengeance is ours, men. The spirits of our fallen brothers will sleep soundly tonight.
Ooh, and I managed to do it with only 8 of my army left, so that was fairly fortunate. But anyway, with that mission done, we're approaching the end of the story mode. So join me again where we'll be finishing this off with one of the most famous battles of the entire film series. Thanks for watching. Join me again. And they have a red moon.